back, happy campers. It's another episode of Geekin Out. Kind of pulling double duty this week. We've got some reactions coming up to the new Avengers Endgame. And we'll also be giving away this little sucker right here. You can tell we got millions of entries, but
yeah,
we'll get this away shortly. And we're also going to talk about how Netflix is going to die screaming into the abyss.
Do you want to feel how hard I can punch?
It's going to be a long episode, folks. Bear with us. First off, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way, okay? The Stranger Things Season 1 Complete Edition. We are going to sit here and we are going to give this thing away right now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually walk down into our Olympic-sized swimming pool that is just chock full of all the billions of entries we've gotten from all over. I'm in the vault now, Christopher. Can you see me?
I can barely see you.
I'm just completely just swamped with these. And we'll try and pull one of these out.
Don't get a paper coat down there.
Shut up. Okay, I'll try. Wait a minute, I got one. Hold on.
Oh, wait.
I've got got it.
Boom.
Okay.
Are you okay?
No.
You okay? Are you all right?
This isn't helping my bronchitis at all. It certainly isn't. Okay. And our lucky winner is Daryl Wilson. Hello, Mr. Wilson. Daryl Wilson is the winner of our big Stranger Things Complete Season 1 on a fake VHS cassette. Oh, and Daryl, congratulations on the engagement.
Yes.
Sucker! Watch this fast. You'll never get to see it after. Okay?
Yes.
So this one's all yours, buddy. Chris is going to take care of that. That's his problem now. That's yours.
Yes.
Remember that.
That is yours. Congratulations on the engagement. And thank you for commenting and doing what we have asked on this show, because apparently people just don't know how to comment. Unless they just don't like Stranger Things. I'm not really for sure.
Well, it could be the fact that it's on Netflix, which I know everybody's just chomping at the bit for us to talk about Avengers. But Avengers, you know what? Screw it. It's been out for 3 days now. If you ain't seen it now, your butt needs to be spoiled. But we need to take care of this first, because this is a very important topic. Netflix, okay? Last year, Netflix signed a deal with Warner Brothers that is symbolic of a problem they are about to have big time. They signed a $200 million deal, oh my God, with Warner Brothers to offer Friends for 1 more year. Okay, now Friends is not going to be on Netflix once that expires, because Warner Brothers wants it back for their own Warner Media streaming service. Now, I've been online before, and I've talked about this before. Everybody wants their own streaming service, okay? You got Disney with Disney Plus, which we talked up last week before. You've got Warner Media wants theirs. That's AT&T owning that. You got Universal wanting theirs. That's NBC and Comcast. You've got Paramount wants theirs. That includes Viacom and all the Nickelodeon and properties and such, which, incidentally, some of the Nickelodeon stuff is going to start popping up on Pluto TV shortly. Keep an eye out for that.
Yes.
Okay, that's just a quick aside. Anyway, everybody wants these streaming services so they can keep all that sweet, sweet cash flowing into their coffers, right? Here's the problem. Netflix would be willing to pay a reasonable price for these, I'm sure, but they're not willing to pay the exorbitant prices they want, that these studios want for these properties. So that's why Netflix is pouring billions into their original content. Here's the problem. Let's say Netflix makes, let's say they make 200 series a year. 200 series of movies and specials, whatever, a year. And I think that actually may be underselling them a bit. Okay. You might find, the average person might find, out of those 200 things that come out in a year, they might find somewhere about 5-10% of them to be interesting. Okay? Which means 10 and 20 things a year. that they might be interested in, that they would at least be willing to give a try, to actually watch the entire thing all the way through. Maybe half of that, so about 5 to 10 out of 200 projects, okay? And it's actually, like I said, the number is probably actually more than that. Is Netflix worth $14 a month, 12 times a year for 5 products? Is it?
Yes, I think so.
Explain yourself.
All right. Well, while you're throwing rotten eggs at Netflix, let me tell you something, all right? Netflix has been my best friend ever since they actually started. I used to get it through the mail before they had their own streaming service. I used to get it through the mail. Loved it. Now I got Netflix, and let me tell you something. Netflix has got a lot of great content on there. It's just you have to sit there and watch it. That's all you got to do. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot of things, like I know Warner Media, Universal, Disney, they're all doing their own little streaming services. Some of them may take their content from Netflix. Yes, sure. But Netflix, and they even said this to Vanity Fair, that reported saying that Netflix says that they are going to be okay without having The Office, Friends, and all that on their streaming service. They're going to be okay. They got a lot of content coming out, a lot of their own stuff. And I think they're going to be okay because of they got a few major movies coming to Netflix, just for Netflix. One of them is being done by huge people like Martin Scorsese, okay? Quentin Tarantino. And they hired big actors for these movies to be put on Netflix. Like, you got Brad Pitt, you got Robert De Niro, you got heck, freaking Joe Pesci is coming out of retirement to do a movie for Netflix. I mean, come on. Will Smith is still in talk to do a sequel to Bright 2. You got, of course, you got your Stranger Things series. You got Sabrina, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which is apparently doing really good. I like it. They got a lot of stuff coming, new stuff coming, and they're doing really good. And I think they're just going to be just fine without Disney and everything. I think my prediction is that Netflix is literally going to be and become their own big studio, just like Warner Brothers, just like Universal, just like Disney. They're going to have their own stuff. Because you got to remember, Disney pulled all the Marvel series that was brought by Netflix. The Punisher, Luke Cage, Daredevil, all those shows that was really huge. Some of them was horrible, like Iron Fist and Jessica Jones, I hear, is okay. But those others are really big. Like, it had a huge fan base, and when Disney decided to take all their crap away from Netflix, those shows were canceled. So there was no more season. They did one more extra season just for Netflix, just for the fans, and then that was it. So that, I mean, Netflix, they know how to do their stuff. I think they're just going to be fine.
So is that your final say?
That is my final say.
That is your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Okay.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this an extra special treat, okay? I'm going to give you the Big Ben wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
Huh?
Wrong, 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 wrong.
What?
You're wrong.
You're
wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I am not wrong, sir.
You're wrong.
I am not wrong.
You're wrong.
I am so right on this.
Here's what's actually going to happen, boys and girls, okay? Netflix is now in debt to the tune of roughly $20 to $30 billion. Okay, this is what they have sucked up $15 billion a year in debt, creating original content, not just for the Americas but for globally. That's why they have all this original anime that they're paying for, the original South Korean stuff they're paying for, the original Indian stuff they're paying for, the original Spanish stuff they're paying for. Okay, so they're paying for all that stuff with borrowed money. Okay? Taking to somebody with student loan debt, that ain't so easy to juggle. Okay? Now, here's what's actually going to happen. Okay? Netflix is going to continue to lose content. 72% of Netflix's traffic is not Netflix original content. Now, on the other hand, hey, 28% is. That's a good number. Okay, that's a pretty good number. But there's a reason why HBO keeps showing all these big blockbuster movies after they've gone out on DVD in the theaters and such. They got to get people to watch somehow. Okay? Here, do me a favor while you got your web browser fired up over there. Do a look for HBO Go subscriber count.
Oh,
while he's
boy.
doing that, what's going to happen is you're going to see a balkanization, essentially, of all of the movies, theaters, and movie studios and their streaming services. Everybody wants to silo their stuff. They want 100% of all the take from everything they own. Their entire libraries, they want all the money for themselves. It ain't going to work. Because you're going to have Disney with 3 different channels is what the idea they got now, with ESPN, Disney Plus, and whatever they're going to do with Hulu. You're going to have Universal have their own because they've decided they don't want Hulu. You're going to have Warner with their own. You're going to have Paramount with their own. You're going to have CBS with their own. You have NBC with their own. You're going to have all these things. Heck, even PBS has their own apps now. They have their own streaming service. He can't get HBO to load. Okay, so what happens is you're going to see these things, and all these people are going to put out these streaming services, and there's going to be one streaming service above all others that's going to succeed, and it's going to be called the Pirate Bay.
Oh, don't go into the pirate. No.
The Pirate Bay. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what I'm telling you right now, and I swear to you, mark my words. The music industry went through this, and it took Apple to pull their heads out of their rumps long enough to realize we don't have to actually press CDs anymore. We can make all this money from streaming. Okay, fine. It took Steve Jobs to finally monetize all of that. He was the one who turned Apple into the iTunes, that turned into the iTunes store, that took all these people away from BitTorrent and the Pirate Bay and got them into legitimate paying customers. That's what is going to have to happen with television and movie streaming, but we're still in the early stages. Everybody's got their own way to do it. Everybody wants you to pay through the eye teeth for their content, and as a result, nobody's going to pay for it. Because if you want to watch, let's say, Game of Thrones, where do you watch Game of Thrones? How do you stream it? You stream it on the HBO Go app. If you want to watch Stranger Things, where do you watch it? Do I have to give you a hint? I'm not asking. This is not
Look,
a rhetorical question. Where do you watch Stranger Things?
on my phone or Xbox?
On his phone or Xbox, what app? What service? Who offers it?
Netflix.
Okay. If you want to watch Handmaid's Tale, what do you watch?
Hulu.
Okay. Everybody's got their own content, okay? What happens when The Office is on the NBC app and you got to pay for it? What happens when Ghostbusters is on the Sony Crackle app and they suddenly want you to pay for it? What happens when, I don't know, This Is Us winds up on one
All
app
right,
or another?
so hold on. Now, I see what you're saying. I do.
Mhm.
Trust me, I do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're right. And it sucks because when you have all these streaming services, you might as well just pay for regular cable, because by the time you add up everything that you got, adds up to a bill that you pay at
Now
your
you're catching
local
on.
cable company.
Now you're catching on.
Which
That's
is
what
why-
they want you to do.
Which is why pirating is going to bring that content in so you can watch it for free. I know it sounds cool to... I know everybody was always wanted to be a pirate, but that's not the kind of pirate we're talking about.
All
right?
the cool kids pirate their media, okay?
Yeah.
Take
but
notice
no.
in 5,
But look,
4,
Wait,
3,
wait.
2, 1.
Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing, and the deep thought about this. All right? When it comes to TV shows, they count how many views it gets to not just keep the show going, but so that the company and the actors and everybody gets paid. Okay? Same thing with movies. How many it brings in so that everybody gets paid. If all this shit goes to piracy and you can watch this shit for free, that thing that you love is going to be gone. Why? Because you're watching it for free. Nothing is free in life. So stop it, pay for it, and love it, like it, live with it. Alright? Seriously, knock that shit off. No more piracy. Just saying. Because if you do that, all the companies are going to go out of business because they're not making money out of this shit. It's your fault.
2 things. First off, you just said shit 4 times. Stop cussing on the video. Second,
We'll have to get
what's going to happen in the short term, everybody's going to lose their shorts over this, okay? Everybody's going to take a bath. And here's the funny part. The guys in charge of creating all of these streaming services aren't going to get their bonuses because they're going to be missing every financial target from now until the time they give it up, okay? The studio-based ones are going to go away eventually. Netflix, if they're smart, are going to hang in there, by their teeth, wait for everybody to drop out, and whatever money they're borrowing right now, instead of blowing it on so much original content, they need to conserve some of that for a war chest to get them through the lean times that are coming up. When the dust settles, you're going to have Netflix, maybe. You're going to have Hulu. You're going to have... Disney's probably going to be in the best shape. And one of the other studio apps is going to have to just... They're all just going to have to converge and form one Megazord streaming service. So you're going to wind up with like 3 or 4 streaming services. Disney is probably the only one that's going to be able to go their own way because little kids are going to watch Frozen a zillion times over.
Oh, God.
And they're never going to cancel that
Let
subscription.
it go.
Okay.
Just let it go.
Well played, sir.
I think now...
If Netflix is smart, they'll be able to hang on as an HBO Go type. They're going to have their own original content, but just like HBO has original content, but they don't have a 24/7 original content. They're not like CBS or any of these other networks or anything that has all these shows. They're not even like one of the cable networks that has all these original shows. They have a few original shows. They have Game of Thrones. They have a couple of others. I don't care because I don't watch any of them, but they have a few shows. Netflix is going to have a few shows that they can focus on that get a lot of eyeballs and serve as advertising to bring subscribers in. And then, like I said, when it all settles down, you're going to have 3 or 4 competitors. They're going to have access to everything, all the studios. So it'll be just like the glory days of Netflix, but now Netflix is going to have competitors. That's going to be about 3 to 5 years out, gang. Hang in there. And remember, the Pirate Bay doesn't work anymore. So, last words on this one.
Well, now, for one thing, I just want to say is that, I think Netflix will be fine because of what they got going on for them. Yeah, they might owe a little bit of money.
$15 billion, yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I think they're going to be fine in the long run because, you take a look at all these other streaming services, like, for instance, CBS app, right? Yeah. They don't have they don't have really enough shows on there to make me say I'm going to pay for their app. So they're, things like that is not really a total big competition for Netflix. Disney be a good competition, but I think Netflix, Hulu, and when Disney starts, they're all going to be okay. I think they're going to be the top main big streaming services. What?
Well, one last thing I want to say on this. We need to move on to Avengers here because we're already at the 20-minute mark. But we still need to get to Avengers. But I'm going to say one more thing. You just went ahead and said CBS didn't have enough content to justify having subscribing to CBS all access. Hold it. What about DC Universe, buddy?
Oh, I forgot about DC. DC.
Here's the thing. Niche audiences,
DC.
niche services will work. DC Universe will work because it has all of these movies that based on DC characters, all these TV shows based on characters. And it has 20,000 comic books that DC has published over the years, which still is not even 10% of what they published over the years. They've got all this content they can offer, and there are crazed fanboys who will pay for that service.
That's definitely...
They will survive. It's the same thing
and
that
they're
Disney
just
Plus is
started.
counting. That's the same thing Disney Plus is counting on. They're counting on the niche audience, the little Disney princesses who like to dress up and buy all the merch and stuff, all the Pixar fans, all the Marvel niche, all the Star Wars niche, all this niche, all that niche. They've got all these niches that they now have under their umbrella. That's why Disney Plus is probably going to be the one that hangs on.
And I will be, when they first start, I will definitely pay for that. I will pay for their yearly thing. Mostly because I grew up watching all the Disney cartoons like Tailspin, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, all of those great shows that I used to love. I would love to watch all those again. Love to. And with this, I'll be able to. And all their old shit that nobody ever talks about.
Go ahead.
You get that finger, I swear. I just wish I had a
I'm keeping count.
But I mean, they got all these great things that they got, plus the Marvel and what they're going to do with Marvel shows, which I'm still a little iffy on, but it could work if they got good writers. And then of course Pixar. I mean, come on. I'm sorry. Pixar, love Pixar. So all they can do a bunch of little animated short series for that. I'm so in. DC's just getting started with their streaming service. Like they already got some great shit on there. Sorry, I forgot. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to get a shock collar back. They got some great stuff already on there, but they're not done. They still got so much stuff. You can get on YouTube right now and watch the trailer for Swamp Thing. You okay? Trailer for Swamp Thing series that is coming to DC, which looks absolutely awesome. A little horrifying, but awesome.
Too bad they cut the episode order from 13 to 10.
Yeah, true.
Warner's already starting to interfere with DC Universe. It's been DC running it up until
Warner Brothers needs to just sit down and shut up. Just let DC do their own shit. I guarantee you, if they left it up to the writers and everybody that works at DC, the movies be better. Everything would be better if Warner Brothers would just get their. They just need to be smacked. Sorry, I'm okay. Go ahead.
Good. That's great. So that's up to 7 for the swear jar right there. Now we've got about 6. I take it back, about 5.5 minutes left to really discuss Avengers because I'm trying to get this under 30 because this thing is pain in the rough to try to edit.
So are we really going to do the spoilers?
Spoilerific, baby. They're all dead.
All right, so
they're all dead.
So,
they're all dead. All of them are dead. Then they went through 3 hours getting this stupid thing back together. At the very end, Thanos just takes it away from Spider-Man, pimp slaps him into the next county, puts it on, does the little snap, boom, and dust everywhere. It all ended in dust. They're all dead. They're all dead.
Get it together, man.
Yeah.
All right, look. If this is going to be spoilers, okay? So right now, if you have not watched Endgame, stop the video right now because the rest of this video will be spoilers.
It's going to be spoilerific.
All right?
It's spoilerlicious. It's chock full of spoilers.
So,
just all the spoilers. That's all we're doing from now on.
Spoilers.
For the next 3.5 minutes, we're doing nothing but spoilers on Avengers Endgame. Okay?
Yes.
So it's just spoilers from start to finish.
So this is our movie review on Avengers Endgame. Spoilers.
With spoilers. Not sans spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie, you need to turn this off. You need to go watch the movie or go have a sandwich or go do anything because the lines are really, really long right now. Everything's really sold out, and it's just
we're running out of time.
And it's just manic, is what it is. Because Avengers made like $100 million in China before it even opened here. I mean, for crying out loud, they made $160 million in their first opening day.
Friday,
set a new record. Just blew everybody else out of the water. But that's okay, because we're going with spoilers. That's all we're talking about is spoilers from here on out. All right, Chris, go right ahead. You start with the synopsis. Right. Start us off there, buddy. You ready?
All right. So,
spoiler alert. Go.
All right. So first of all, I just want to say. This movie was freaking amazing. Ended exactly how it should have ended. And most of my theories were actually right. Okay? So, first off, the movie is 3 hours long. And it literally went in order. Like, first hour, grievance. They mourned everybody. They're trying to move on. But they're shattered, they're broken. Years have passed and they are just in terrible shape. Second hour, there's hope. So now they're trying to literally come up with a plan, a good enough plan to bring everybody back. And then the third hour, oh, it's showtime. It is on. It is literally kicking ass. Major butts. Alright? We're talking about everybody getting together and it's all on. But when it first goes in, like when the very first 20 minutes of it, you go from this crying, upset emotion when you watch this whole Hawkeye being with his family, and then all of a sudden his family vanishes and he's just like an emotional wreck, and then it goes to, you think that's what, it just hits you. And then it goes to, oh, they found out where Thanos is, and they just march right in there and cut his damn head off. So it's like, oh wow, just like that. Just like that. It happened. They went there.
I'm gonna let you go for a minute here. The cat goes insane whenever he visits, so I need to go settle down the cat. You go right ahead. Just ignore me. I'm not doing this. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
All right, now I got you all by myself. So anyway, they are emotional wreck. They're trying to get through everything. Even though you think that, oh, everybody's going to die, everything's going to be okay, at the end of this movie, you're literally going like, holy crap. Because not everybody comes back. Okay, how do I explain this? Gamora, she She's still dead, but her past comes to the future. Okay, I know that sounds confusing, but they do a whole time travel thing on here. So I don't know how to explain this, really.
That's all right. I'm back. I'll take care of this. You just rest there, big buddy.
I thought I had it all together.
He had it all together.
Ah!
Okay. This is a review, not a synopsis, first of all. Okay, the one part of the movie that really affected me more than anything else, and I gotta admit, it caught me by surprise. First thing right off the bat was Hawkeye. He's there with his daughter, his 2 boys, and his wife. They're having a little picnic lunch out in a field at the barn, at the house he lives at. And he's been showing his daughter how to shoot bullseyes with a bow and arrows. He turns away from his daughter, says something, comes back, and all he sees is a little bit of ash floating in the wind. He doesn't even see her disappear. So he doesn't know where she's gone. He turns around, he looks for his wife and his 2 boys. Dust, just floating in the wind. Now, again, he doesn't see them turn to dust. He doesn't know where they are. He doesn't know if they've turned invisible.
He doesn't know nothing about Thanos.
He doesn't know what's going on. All he knows is they've disappeared. It would take him about a couple of days at least to find out this happened everywhere.
Yeah.
And that he lost everybody. So he doesn't handle it well. He goes full-scale Ronin is what he turns into.
Yes.
And starts killing underworld figures around the world. Okay, great.
He slaughters.
For me, that's the one that affected me the most, because as a father, as a husband, for your entire family to disappear and you don't even see it happen. So
Aww.
You don't understand what just happened. You're cut off from the outside world. You have to wait until you hear from somebody else to even find out what's going on. That's difficult to take.
Aww.
Seeing Tony Stark's daughter, again, as a father, that
was very emotional.
It was nice getting to see Rescue. That's the name of Pepper Potts' armor. Best line of the movie: "I can't get your mother to wear anything I buy her." That was great. Anyway, make a long 3-hour story short. Okay, let's make this short. Okay, by the end of the movie, spoilers for real this time. Tony's dead. Captain America's like 95, 100 years old because he time traveled the hard way. Black Widow is dead. Thanos is dead, and everybody Thanos worked with is dead. Which means everybody from the Chitauri way back and Avengers 1 on, they're all dead.
And that was the great thing about this movie, was that it really went back and it showed characters that you may have actually forgotten just show up, and it's like, oh hey, yeah, that and all that. And it's really great to go back and remember all these things. And you think that Thanos was a badass in the last one, but this one he was nothing. Like, he was nothing. They kicked his ass highly royally in a big way. Oh, you didn't hear me that time. And it had a lot of great fun too when it went from the emotional to fun and then emotional. It was just like a huge roller coaster, so it's going to mess with your feelings big time. And my theories about what was going to happen to Captain America and Iron Man was right, but mixed around. Like, my idea was Captain America was going to go back in time and stay with Peggy Carter. He did. They did that. And I'm like, yes.
Did not confirm it on screen. Steve Rogers would not reveal who he actually spent all his time with. Everybody knew. Oh, one more spoiler. Sam Wilson is the new Captain America. He was the Falcon in the previous movie.
Yes.
So he's the new Captain
America. He got
the
shield.
He took the shield at the end of this movie.
So we'll see how that works out, if they do anything with that, actually.
Thor is still fat now, hanging out with As Guardians of the Galaxy now.
Yes, some of your favorite ones from Thor Ragnarok are still around and they're alive. How? I have no freaking idea. Valkyrie's back. That was great.
Shuri's back. Black Panther's back. Yeah. All the good Wakandans are back. Everybody
came back. Oh, and Spider-Man killed. Literally, he killed Thanos' people. Yeah, he actually stood there and told his suit to go kill mode.
There's a difference between actually the suit. Spider-Man's iron spider suit that Tony Stark built for him, the one with the legs, that killed him. Not Spider-Man, Peter Parker's not
yes,
killer.
But there's people out there that would sit there and gripe about Batman killing people, and then it's like, oh, so
Batman
Spider-Man
kills
can
people
do it.
is called the Punisher, people. Okay, you got that. Stop it.
But anyway, yeah.
All right, we're 5.5 minutes into overtime. Let's start wrapping this up. Okay. Is it worth watching again?
It is well worth watching again. You can definitely watch this. It is a great end of a chapter, and it really does go into. You'll go into emotions. People did die. Iron Man did go out in a good way with the fight and peaceful. Sadly, Black Widow didn't make it. That was one we did not mention. Gamora also did not. She died, but again, it was her past that came to the future.
Comics, everybody.
Yeah, comics. That's what. So Gamora's technically still dead, but yeah, I mean, it's a huge roller coaster on emotions. It pulls you in. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, but it is so well worth it. If you're like us and dedicated your fandom to this Marvel universe, this is the next phase. I don't see them actually being able to compete with this. So,
okay. All right, that's your last word on this?
Yes.
Okay, I have 3 things to say, and then we're going to wrap this, okay? Number 1, biggest missed opportunity of the movie was where Tony Stark fleeces the Infinity Stones right off of Thanos' hand. You thought I was kidding about the snap, didn't you? Thanos actually pulls off the snap. He's got the gauntlet and everything that Tony Stark had built to hold the gems, but Stark had managed to sneak them all back, had them on his hand, and then he snaps and sets everything back and kills all Thanos and everybody else, turns them all to dust. Okay, but the biggest missed opportunity, just 10 seconds from Robert Downey Jr. would have sealed this and made the last 11 years worth every point. Thanos, you've had your way, but I have created more than you ever have or ever will in a cave with a box of scraps. Mic drop. You're done. Okay, number 2. This is not the end of this particular phase, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Phase 4 will begin after the Spider-Man movie. The next Spider-Man Far From Home is supposed to be the last one in this phase. So that's supposed to be the final act to follow up to Avengers. This is going to be the follow-up to, because Tony Stark's dead. We saw how Tony Stark reacted when Peter Parker died. Now we got to see how Peter Parker reacts when Tony Stark dies, right? Yeah, unless this happens beforehand. So the second thing I'm going to say, this will be the next to last Marvel movie I watch for a while. I will see the next Spider-Man movie when it comes out in July. That's going to be it for a while, okay? You're going to have to sell me. I'm not going to be an automatic get anymore. If you want me to watch a Marvel movie, you're going to have to make it worth my while. And I don't mean sending tickets. I mean, Black Panther 2 is going to have to rock the block if I'm going to watch it, okay? Because I love Black Panther. I loved the first Black Panther movie, and I watched it several times. But you're going to have to sell me on the second one, guys. And you're going to have to sell me on everything from here on out. As Guardians of the Galaxy or not.
Now, is it because it's hard to live up to this?
I think that's part of it, and part of it, again, 11 years, 22 movies, guys. Yeah. I'm worn out. Let me recharge for a little bit, okay? You've already taken all my money.
It
Okay,
is,
that's fine. But
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it is true. I mean, it's like I am kind of getting tired of superhero movies.
30 ticks. Go.
I mean, I love movies. I'm a huge movie lover, but it's like superhero movies every time, and it's like I would like to watch a really just a regular good movie.
It's time to stop making superheroes the tent poles and
Stop
start
DC.
making. And they're just make them a genre, okay? Like sci-fi movies, like fantasy movies, like mystery movies, like action movies, like murder movies, all this other stuff, crime movies. Superhero movies needs to be a genre, not an event, okay? The bloom's off the rose. We're at 40 minutes. We need to wrap this up. I got one more thing to say.
Shoot.
Best line, this is America's ass. That is America's ass. That was worth it. Go ahead. That was worth every cement. By golly. That's your line for the summer right there. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Guys, I'm sucking on like my 10th cough drop in the last 2 hours. So I can't even come up with a joke right now. I'm going to go ahead and take my leave. What final words of wisdom you got to say for them?
Just go watch the movie. I hope you guys enjoy. Daryl, I will get in touch with you about your prize. And you guys just keep it real. Keep it rocking. I'm Chris.
I'm Spike. And don't forget, most of all, above everything else, big balls.